Mark, what can you do schematically, personnel-wise right now to try to shore up the cornerback position?
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. I mean, you got to give Mississippi State credit. You know, Dak threw the ball extremely well, threw some really nice back shoulder fades, and we're going to get some of that this week too. You know, going against another really good wideout. A little bit of a size advantage again this week for them. You know, again, we just got to compete. You know, the thing about corners, guys, is you got to have a short memory, and that's going to be the message and has been the message. You know, with our corners.
All right, we'll continue with Sam here, and then we'll go to Daryl in the back.
I know he's battled a little bit of an ankle, but how do you feel about Mastro's progress to this point in the season?
Mastro's coming. You know, he was a little dinged up again. We don't have a whole lot of depth there, you know. And as you look at those three guys that are playing, we're rotating three guys right now on the inside. You know, the hard part is, and Coach Banks and Coach Selma's trying to do a good job of keeping them off of special teams, but they have to go on special teams as well. And they're getting a little bit worn down, you know, especially with some of the teams we're facing right now, with the big guys coming out pounding on them. And then, you know, they have to go on the kickoff. They have to go on the punt team. They're playing a lot of snaps right now.
And are you still pretty confident that he can do what you guys need him to do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. You know, again, you know, losing A.J. hurt us a little bit depth-wise. You know, we're not able to give him a blow with Justin. Justin's having to play both positions right now. And, you know, again, with losing A.J. hurt us a little bit.
Standing in the back, Daryl.
Coach, I got a couple of questions. First, can you comment, I guess, a little bit about what you've heard about the grass at Kyle? Any concerns? You guys going to be able to practice on it before you play on it Saturday?
Wow, that's principal talk. Huh? That's way above my pay grade. I have no earthly idea. I know we're going out on the grass field today, on the practice field, and I assume Thursday we'll go into the stadium.
Is that what you normally do?
Yeah, yeah.
My other question is, as a defensive coordinator watching Dak do what he did last week, did you kind of feel like what some of the defensive coordinators have felt like watching Johnny do what he did the last couple of years?
That's a great question. That's a very interesting question. You know, I had a chance for 2 years to watch defensive coordinators come up to Johnny and talk to him after the game, and I found myself doing that Saturday after the game. I grabbed him by the head, and we had a little chat. He was a good football player.
We go right here in the middle right to Olin.
Hey, Coach, if you just talk about what you see in terms of the importance of the pass rush this week, and do you feel like y'all can get that from a source other than Miles?
Yeah, I think so. You know, this past week was a little bit more difficult. It's a lot of play action, you know, and you got to fit your run responsibility first. They're not quite as much play action pass as we just faced. Not running the quarterback quite as much as Dak. So you had to be on your P's and Q's, you know, to come out of there with 3 or 4 sacks against a team we just played a pretty good day now. I'm just going to tell you. Because of the ability of the quarterback to run. It's hard to pressure a guy that can run the football from the quarterback position. You guys got to see that for 2 years. This is a little bit different challenge, kind of the same offense, with a little bit different blocking schemes here or there, which gives you a chance to maybe rush the quarterback a little bit more.
Right side out, Gabe.
A little follow-up on the cornerbacks, but with Devontae Harris, is there somebody, Nick Harvey, Victor Davis, obviously you guys always say competition is the coach's best friend, right? Is there somebody else that's challenging that kid?
Yes.
Can you enlighten us?
No. But yes, we are. Yes, guys are rolling as of yesterday. So.
Go to Mark, middle right.
What is it with the kind of offense that Mississippi State runs? Saw Rice kind of run a variation of it that gives the defense kind of a little more trouble than some of the other schemes we've seen?
The running quarterback portion of it. You know, I think the team we just played is a lot more like Rice than the team we're getting ready to play. Not that they don't run it. There's versions of it in there where Bo will run the ball now. It's a different – when you're calling the game, it's just different. When you've got a guy sitting there that's 230 pounds that can run as good as their tailbacks can. And – unfortunately for us, last weekend he threw it like a quarterback, and you got to give the credit for that. You watch the Alabama game. If you guys go back and watch the Alabama game, I went from our game against Mississippi State, grading it, to getting onto the Alabama game, and it looked like the exact same game. Bo Wallace was on. throwing back shoulder fades to first-round draft picks on defense for Alabama, and he's on. And one is catching the ball, just like one caught it against us the other night. He had another one down the middle that the kid dropped, like we had against us. Same situation, a cover 2 deal. 17's run down the middle of the field, both those it to him, he drops it. It was eerie to watch. And that's why they came out with the win, in my opinion. But Wallace was on, throwing back shoulder fades against corners that are pretty good, and not necessarily running the ball as well. A lot like it just reminded me of our game. And you had 2 really hot quarterbacks Saturday in the state of Mississippi, and both teams won.
On the left side, Suzanne, then we'll go to Daryl.
Mark, I guess I've heard the Ole Miss fans refer to Bo Wallace as Bad Bo, that he's Bad Bo Wallace sometimes, and I guess there's a Jekyll and Hyde kind of the way he plays. I know you're not going to comment on that, but
Right. Thank you.
but saving there. But anyway, I know that it seems sometimes Ole Miss gets its offense going late. Is it something that defenses are throwing at them and they adjust, or sometimes are they just slow to start?
You know, that's a good point. I'll tell you, that's a good point. They do a good job of adjusting. You see that as you watch the game films. If you give them something, you better not give them a steady dose of it, because Hugh's going to get it fixed now, and he's going to attack your weakness. So you can see in the films that teams have tried something new, if you will, against them, and it took them a while to get going, and then they started attacking that weakness. As you watch the Alabama game, Alabama did what they did. They ran the exact same defense we ran last week. I'll just be honest with you. It's exactly the same, because the offenses are kind of the same. The key in this, again, like I just said, the key in the game for us Saturday and the key last week was we felt like we were in control on defense, and they would hit a back shoulder fade for 25 yards, and the field changed, and they got the first set of downs. And the same thing happened this past week at Ole Miss. As you watch that game, Alabama stopping their running game, bang, a pass play happens, they flip the field, you know. So I hope that answered your question. And again, adjustment. Their adjustment was to throw the ball and pick up yardage, and Alabama said, Bo Wallace beat us, and he did. And we did the same thing with Dak.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go to Daryl, and then we'll end with Brent.
Coach, I got a couple more questions for you. How beneficial will that 12th man be with the offensive?
Yes, you just put a smile on my face. It's so good to be home. And I heard it's already a sellout, especially for our side of the ball. You guys know how our kids feed off of our fans. You had a chance to see that in Dallas. And I know you could see the pep in their step yesterday. Coming back home at practice, it was just a different feel. So I know I'm glad to be back, and I'm sure our kids are too.
My other question to you is, I know it's maybe a little bit out of your realm, and you probably don't watch much defensive play by other teams, or maybe you do, but how good is Ole Miss's defense?
The little bit I've seen, I just got a chance to see them on TV. They're pretty good, guys. I mean, they're a good defense, playing well. So you're getting ready to go against a really good offense too, though. So
All right.
they're good, though.
We'll end
When
with
you have that kind of lack of depth that you talked about at linebacker, of course you were hit with a Hilliard injury. I mean, midway through the season, what can you do?
Well, you know, you have to build depth because of the league we play in. I mean, there's not much we can do. I mean, it is what it is. And we just got to keep rolling. We got to keep playing. And some younger guys are going to step up in some special teams roles and things of that nature. But we continue on as we continue on.
You don't move any other players?
No, we can't do that right now. No.
All right. Thank you, Coach Snyder.
Okay, thanks, gang.